Good morning friends. In today's video we will discuss about communication. So friends, what is communication? Communication is a thing which we can do in our day-to-day life, and the particular meaning of a communication is to share the information, to share the ideas, to share the thoughts to the other person. The origin of the word communication came from communare or communis, which is actually had a Latin influence. The meaning of that word is to impart, to participate, or to share, or to make a common, right? Well, talking about the particular definition of communication, which different theorists has given their ideas on it, Keith Davis says that communication is a process of passing information and understanding from one person to another, right? At the same time, William Newman and Charles Summer said that communication is an exchange of ideas, facts, opinions, or emotions of a two or more person, right? And John Adair said that communication is essentially the ability of a one person to make a contact with another and make himself or herself understood. So these are some important definitions that the different theories has given their ideas on communication, right? Talking about the process of communication, what is the systematic process that has been occur in the communication so that the message of a sender has been transformed systematically to the receiver. That actual sense that sender want to share, and that same actual message has been received by the receiver. So what are the component or element of the process of communication that I have discussed in this diagram? The first person is a sender who sends a message. The next element of the process of communication is a message. The third element of the process of communication is encoding. Then comes channel, then decoding. Finally, the message has been received by receiver, and finally the receiver will give a feedback. And the process is circular because again the receiver becomes the sender, and sender will become the receiver, right? So this is the systematic process of communication, and these are the elements of communication. As we see that the process of communication has some important elements, or we can say components, for a systematic message delivery, right? So the first person is a sender. We have seen the diagram, and these are the detailed description of that particular component and element, right? So who is a sender? In some cases we also call the sender as a source, the source from which the message is delivering, right? So sender is a person who is passing something to someone. This is the sender. Second one is a message. Message is a kind of a thing and which sender wants to communicate. That is the message. Without message, communication is not possible, right? The third important part, or we can say element of the communication process, is encoding. Encoding is a kind of a process which has been done through sender, in which he selects some appropriate words or non-verbal techniques to convert his or her ideas into message. right? So this is called as encoding. The fourth point is a channel. In the communication particularly, channel is always a language. In other words, we can also call this element as a medium, right? The next element is a decoding. Decoding is a kind of a act of a interpretation of a message by receiver. It is termed as decoding, right? Finally, receiver is a person who receiving the message. Finally, receiver gave a feedback for that particular message. And this is how the process of communication has been completed. Feedback is also one of the important part of the process of communication that denotes that whether the same message has been delivered to the receiver, which is actually sent by sender, or not. The feedback is a kind of a proof that the same message has been delivered. So this is the feedback. As we have discussed the basics of a communication, so it is necessary to discuss about the effective communication, right? We have already discussed the components or elements of communication through which the communication has been occur systematically, right? But how the effective communication is possible, and what is effective communication? So basically, the effective communication is a communication between a two or more person, wherein the intended message is successfully delivered and received, and also understood at the same time. Effective communication occurs when there is a shared meaning. The message that is actually sent by the sender and the same message has been received by receiver. That is called as effective communication, right? And this is how the transmission has occurred. The transmission of ideas, transmission of information, and this is how the successful communication has been occurred, right? And one of the important part also includes that it is not just a way you use the words, but also covers several other skills such as non-verbal communication, then ability to understand your own emotions as well as other person with whom you are communicating. The other points are engaged listening, ability to speak assertively, etc. So this is how the effective communication is possible through the systematic component of the process of communication, and at the same time the mutual understanding between sender and receiver, right? So this is the importance of effective communication. So in this video we have covered only the basics of communication, the meanings, the roots, and the component of the process of communication, as well as how and when the effective, or we can say successful, communication has been occurred, right? In the upcoming videos we will discuss about communication skills and other topics related to communication. Thank you for watching.